project. What was that experience like for you?
It was amazing. I mean, he's just an icon, and I always wanted to work with him, and I had such a good time with him. He was also an actor, and I love working with directors that have been actors because they understand actors so well, so that was really good.
And this is always one of the most friendly festivals in the world, honestly, and it really feels like a festival of fans, you know, of film, and that's beautiful. Oh, thank you. Hi. But honestly, to come back on this particular night, I don't think I've ever been in a film on the gala night, so it's really special.
If you got stuck on that island with anyone and you only had one to keep with you, who from that cast are you keeping with you?
I feel like Jude is really good at surviving in the wild. Yeah, he was really hands-on, and he wanted to live in the caves where they were living, and he wanted to, kind of like live the real thing. And so I think like he would be a good partner. Yeah, he can hunt, I cook, we're good.
It's amazing seeing all these amazing fans. It's been such a crazy whirlwind.
I love that you went to the far side as well and took care of everybody.
I mean, the fact that they're all just here to see everybody and celebrate film, it's such a beautiful thing.
So the Hollywood golden rule is, well, there's many, but never work with animals or children. It's very difficult. Was it
with the penguin? It was tricky. I'm not a great, I shouldn't say this, upset a lot of people. I'm not a great animal person.
No.
So I'm quite uneasy. I was uneasy around the penguin to start with because they either bite you or on you.
Okay,
Yeah. So it's very, it's very like a lot of actors I've worked with in Hollywood. Yeah.
Today, this is a world premiere where so many people are going to see so much more.
So many people, it's true. I'm very surprised.
How much did you work with the director to make sure it showed you both as being authentic?
We opened the house, the heart, and everything we had. And she's the one who made the magic to put together the things that she thought could be interesting from outside. To know what you cannot see, because we are lucky to leave him every day. So we know all the shades, the good and the bad. But she was able to take out and dig out the one that people love to see.
Team Rogers on the carpet. Shout out to Lindsay Dunn and Rick Campanelli there too. Devo Brown, that conversation with Jude Law, nobody else got it.
No.
And he was really excited to be there on that gala night.
He was stoked. That entire cast, I mean, I can only speak for the experience I had, and of course you saw Jonathan Pryce there, was hilarious, and Andrea Bocelli. They're very excited for people to see and check out their projects, obviously, but yeah, Jude Law was, he was into it, man. He spent time, all of them spent time talking to everybody and taking pictures and autographs and doing all that. So people really enjoyed this film festival for the fans.
Yeah.
And we saw them there at the Rogers Beyond the Sea, right there at Roy Thompson Hall. It's amazing. We have more of that coming up a little bit later on as well.
Time now for entertainment, 7:51 here. Thanks for waking up with BT, Meredith Shaw, and Devo Brown here with you this morning. Lots to talk about, as always, with TIFF. This first weekend, all the big films coming out, swinging. This one, though, on Swift Horses, really a touching story, too, including an honoring for Jane Goodall. Dr. Jane Goodall.
Yeah, so there's a lot happening on this weekend, of course. Our entire Rogers team was out all weekend. This one, you're going to see a lot of Lindsay Dunn. She was very busy as well, City News reporter Lindsay Dunn. On Swift Horses, this carpet, you're going to see Daisy Edgar Jones, recently starred in Twisters and Where the Crawdads Sing. Will Poulter, Jacob Elordi, who we know from Saltburn. Fans went wild outside of Princess of Wales, especially for Jacob, but Barry Keoghan is actually here as well for a couple of films. So there was a Saltburn reunion at some point in the city, for sure. But the Artists for Peace and Justice fundraising gala that you were mentioning honored a number of Canadians, including the icon Dr. Jane Goodall, and all of the work. She got the APJ Lifetime Achievement Award for her decades of dedication and work towards the environment and education. So again, Lindsay was very busy. Here's Lindsay Dunn on both of those carpets this weekend.
How does it feel at the world premiere that people are finally able to see this movie you've been working on?
It's so exciting. It's so exciting to be doing it at TIFF as well. I've never been to a film festival before, so to be here and for this to be where we're promoting the film and premiering it, it's so exciting.
I mean, there's so many beautiful people outside that have showed up to show their support, and that's just, I mean, that takes my breath away every single time that it happens.
I mean, it's so amazing to be in a cast of this talent, I think everyone's so young and so exciting to be in this together.
I grew up watching Will Poulter act, and Daisy Edgar Jones is such a force, and Diego, I mean, I'm just quite honored to share a space with them.
And we are at the Artists for Peace and Justice Gala at Casa Loma, where none other than the icon herself, Jane Goodall, is being honored.
Well, there are very many people, young people, who want to be and do what I've done and love Jane. When I was young, was 10 years old, and I dreamed of going to Africa, living with wild animals and writing books about them. And everybody laughed at me, how will you do that? Africa's far away, you don't have money. My mother said, if you really want to do this, then you've got to take advantage of every opportunity, work really hard. And so I've spread that message around the world to all the young people, and it's changed their lives because they tell me so.
Who is the companion you brought with you tonight on this red carpet?
This is Mr. H, and he is my symbolic representation of the indomitable human spirit, given to me 33 years ago by a man called Gary Horn, who went blind at 21, decided to be a magician, was told, if you're blind, you can't be a magician. Things may go wrong in your life, but if they do, don't give up. There's always a way forward.
Wow.
I could sit and listen to
Right?
Dr. Jane Goodall speak all day long. And there are opportunities to do that with videos and things that she's put out, and books, but just the work that she's done way ahead of her time and doing it for so long and being a vocal advocate for all of these different causes.
Yeah, that's what's so wonderful about TIFF. I mean, it really, you're able to bring together the best of the best and honor them in that way. And Artists for Peace and Justice have been doing that for so many years. It's such an incredible organization. Yeah. And so glad that they chose Dr. Jane Goodall to honor. And Jacob Elordi, people were happy to see him, Devo. People were happy.
There's some
People were
screams out
happy.
there. Yeah, definitely. Lindsay Dunn, good job by her. Like that was a lot of fun for her. I know this weekend and very, very busy weekend for her as well.
For sure. Devo Brown, not done with you. You got a Canadian exclusive coming up at 9:20.
Yes, we've got a few more things. The Last Showgirl as well. Pam Anderson, Jamie Lee Curtis. Big carpet for that. But Angelina Jolie, I'm the only person in this country when it came to the media that got a chance to speak with her. You're seeing that right there. This was after I did some squats. Don't ask, long story, we'll explain it later. 9:20, Canadian exclusive with the global superstar, the icon Angelina Jolie, talking to her at her TIFF movie, Without Blood, the premiere of that one. So coming up at 9:20, you'll be able to check out that.
Oh, not gonna lie, I'm still on a high from those announcements from the PWHL. Huge morning here on Breakfast Television, and now time for more huge stories in the entertainment world. Devo Brown, TIFF. TIFF this weekend, and we got a big movie for J-Lo and her sort of return to TIFF.
Yeah, Toronto International Film Festival going on all weekend long, and this red carpet was at Roy Thompson Hall. Jennifer Lopez, Don Cheadle, Matt Damon, and Ben Affleck are the producers, executive producers on this film, Unstoppable. So there was a lot of chatter about the Ben, Jen kind of stuff, but you put that away and talk about this film was about this gentleman named Anthony Robles, who was born with one leg missing. He was a wrestler. He achieved all kinds of things against all odds. It's about a story about him and his mom and just him accomplishing his goals. And Jarrell Jerome plays Anthony in this, is incredible.
What an incredible actor.
Jennifer Lopez plays his mom, Judy, in this, and she has an amazing performance. We were both there to watch this global premiere of this, and tears everywhere.
Everywhere. And the other thing that's so wild about TIFF, which is why I encourage you all to go if you can, is you see these movies alongside the cast for the first time. Like this was the first time that J-Lo had seen this movie, that, you know, and the story you speak of is so heartwarming and a true story. So it really was moving.
The 7-minute standing ovation at the end of that, we were there for that. We were standing for the 7 minutes to cheer them on, and tears streaming down everybody's faces on that one. The other one I want to talk about here is The Last Showgirl. Season performer has to plan for what she's going to do after the final set of shows happen in Vegas. A very different time from when it was after a 30-year end. This stars Pamela Anderson, her return to the big screen. I got a chance to speak. I didn't get Pam, but Jamie Lee Curtis, Billy Lord, Kiernan Shipka, and Dave Bautista were on that carpet as well. For the first one, J-Lo did not stop to talk to anybody, but the dress everyone was talking about was there. Yes, let's take a look. The dress.
It has been a long time coming to get this story told. What does it feel like? How are you doing? How emotional is this for you right now?
It's very emotional. It has been a long journey, but it's been worth the wait I just want to thank this team for putting this together and really having so much care over my story and my family's story to tell it the right way. So it was a long time, but I'm so grateful because, I would have waited that much longer for this group to tell the story, and the way they did it was amazing.
Mom, what did you see in this boy from the day you laid eyes on him?
Oh, someone I love very dearly and someone that absolutely nobody could stop. So Anthony's been unstoppable since he was born.
Right. And also, I have to ask you, Jennifer Lopez is playing you in a movie. Jennifer Lopez is playing you in a movie. When they told you that that was happening, and how did you make that happen? What was your thought?
Okay, it was unreal. Anthony called and told me, and I didn't believe him. I was like, haha, yeah, right. But such an honor and a privilege for someone to care that much, someone to want to portray me, to read the story and be so involved with it like she has been. She's been amazing through this whole process, and I have nothing but respect for what she's done and who she is.
Oh, I think Anthony's an inspiration to so many people, with or without the movie. He's worked so hard, and he's been just leading by example, and I think this movie's just going to further his work that he puts in every day.
If you could wrestle anyone right now and pin them to the mat, who would it be?
I'm not going to have an answer for that. A smaller, a person who weighs less than me.
George Clooney, Brad Pitt.
George, they're both much bigger than me.
I believe in you, though.
They've packed it on.
Oh, yeah, but oh, you didn't say that. You didn't say.
I said
that.
Okay. Tell him I said that.
Oh, it's on tape, so there you go. Good job, Don.
Repeat TIFF attender.
I am a repeat. They should give you jackets. Like on Saturday Night Live. Like I should. Like after you should get little pins.
You should get pins.
You should start the pin.
You want me to do it?
Campaign.
You know all about Vegas. When you think Showgirls, what do you think about?
I think about Debbie Reynolds.
Yeah,
I think about Queen Debbie Reynolds. I'm sparkling for her. She was the queen of sparkle.
But you got to spend some time in Vegas, all the different acts. What would your Vegas act be? What would you be performing?
Sitting down and just talking and having it be complete improv every single night.
Let me know when tickets are on sale. I'm in.
Okay, done.
Yeah.
Done. As long as you'll come up there with me for an act or something.
Whatever you want. I'm
done.
in. All right.
Great. Amazing. You can interview people on the way in.
We just got a whole thing done. We're just, what would your act be?
I mean, I gotta carry on the tap dancing. I tap. Tap is a dying art. We gotta keep tapping, everybody.
I'd probably be like a lounge singer, like a really bad lounge singer.
Bro, I'd come to see it.
I think you're onto something there with those pins, Devo. I think that's a good idea.
Jamie Lee Curtis is like, TIFF pins. She's like, I've been here so many times. Just add them up, which is nice. Dave Bautista said he'd be a lounge singer. You imagine the lounge singing concert of Dave Bautista. You're just in a casino. It's Dave Bautista on a piano and just his dulcet tones.
He looks a little different now, Devo. Like he's in his actor era. Like every time I see him, I'm like, oh, right. Here he is, and a very chameleon, that guy.
Gia Coppola is the director of that one, and he said he had a conversation with her 7 years ago.
Wow.
And she said, I see you. I understand you want to get to this other level in acting and put in the work, and I see that talent. And he said that she changed his life with that conversation.
Beautiful.
So there is that serious side to him as well. And all the ladies are like, yeah, it's all the ladies and Dave. Which is great. But that was the last Showgirl as well.
I'm excited to see that film. I haven't seen it, but it really does look incredible. And Jamie Lee Curtis and Pamela Anderson. I'm just so glad that she's in this moment of her career because it's so beautiful to watch a woman in that state of her life and then being able to have these big opportunities. I love that.
And JLC, Jamie Lee Curtis, she said so many nice things about
JLC.
JLC, that's what
8:23, and now time for some entertainment here on Breakfast Television. Meredith Shaw, Devo Brown, and this is the exclusive that we have been talking about all morning because you are the only person in this country who has spoken with Angelina Jolie, who was here at TIFF.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to media, yeah, we did. It was a pretty wild scene yesterday. She's here for the premiere of a film called Without Blood. It stars Salma Hayek, and Angelina is the executive producer and director of this film. So she was in the Venice Film Festival to promote a film called Maria, where she is the star of this film. She plays the title character, Maria Callas,
lots about that.
who is an opera singer, and she great performance with that. But then takes off that acting hat, throws on the director's hat, and gets here for Without Blood, which is very different film, very intense film, again, starring Salma Hayek, which is fantastic, everyone's saying. But we were there at the red carpet at the TIFF Lightbox. They said, listen, we are going to have one U.S. media outlet and one Canadian media outlet speak to Angelina Jolie, and we were, there she is with her son, that outlet here in Canada. And look, Without Blood, a story about family, war, revenge. And as mentioned, Maria is very different about the life and times of Maria Callas, the opera singer. So 2 different projects. And Angelina also was honored yesterday with the TIFF Tribute Award, the Impact Award, for what she's done in and throughout her career. So we had a little bit of a conversation. This is the Canadian exclusive with Angelina Jolie. First of all, congratulations on the Tribute and Impact Award that you just received.
Thank you.
The 2 projects that you have both have a big impact, one that you starred in and one that you direct. How would you describe the experiences for both?
They're different projects, and I think when you're acting in one and it's somebody's real life, you take that very seriously. And I learned a lot about opera, and it's such an extraordinary art form, and I was so grateful that I had 7 months of training with a very dedicated team around me to help me and experience being inside this woman's shoes. And difficult, but felt very special. And then this, I had the honor of directing my dear friends and sitting back and trying to, you try to just create a space as a director for everyone else to feel safe so they can do their work. And they're extraordinary artists, and so I felt, again, very fortunate.
Sama said that you're like a motherly figure to her. Describe your relationship with her and just being able to put on that director hat and say, hey, let's get to work as well, but that friendship that you have as well.
Well, I think when we're both maternal, we probably talk about our children together a lot, so that's how we see each other. But I think there is a protective nature when you're a director. You're in some way you have to be. You have to care for everyone and make sure that they're safe and cared for and thought of, and so there's a lot of love. Maybe it's that. But really, she's a powerhouse. She's a genius, and I can't wait for people to see her work in this.
Well, we're excited you're back with a few projects. Will you be singing opera around the house with the kids now?
I think they're sick of it. I did it for a very long time.
They're like, we're done, Mom.
They're done. Yeah, give us a break.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. It's so great to see you. Take care. Have fun.
I love that she's there with her son.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful chat. That was a beautiful chat. She's very open to going there in terms of speaking of what she cares about, what she loves about, what matters to her. It was nice to see.
I was saying to someone after, they're like, how was talking? She's beautiful. And I'm like, yeah, she's beautiful. We understand that. But there's levels to this.
Yeah.
And she's at this level of what she's done, not just to change pop culture, but culture.
For sure.
And has that global impact of what she's done with her philanthropic work, right? So it's just, that's what I was in awe of, just everything she's done, and she's so humble and kind. Like I was saying, right before the interview started, so there was photos. You saw where we were. I'm going to do this for a second here.
Okay.
And so all of a sudden they're like, yo, we got to take photos. Devo, can you? And I'm like, okay.
Oh, there you go.
So I'm sitting here for about 45 seconds in this position, squatting.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, now you can talk to her. And I get up and I'm like, Angelina, I'm sweating and out of breath. Clearly, I need to work out more. I can't do squats for this long. She's dying. She's like, just take a breath. You're
That
good.
is the
You're good.
perfect
So,
pre-Angelina Jolie interview.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted.
That's
Just
the
be
moment you want, right?
I'm flushed. I'm exhausted. She was so kind, though, and we appreciate her time. Again, that's a Canadian exclusive. We'll make sure we get that posted for you, too. But Angelina Jolie, we appreciate that. The film is Without Blood, starring Salma Hayek that she directed. That's why she was here for the Toronto International Film Festival.